Uploading a video to YouTube from your mobile phone can be a bit intimidating. You want your YouTube upload to look as high quality as possible, whether that's HD or 4K, because I'm sure you've spent a ton of time on it. Why would you want to upload a low quality video? And it's important to mention that YouTube Shorts has taken over the industry, at least the algorithm for now. Now, this video is not solely based for YouTube Shorts. However, we just want to make sure that we are uploading our videos most optimized so that we don't miss out on that. So let's discuss uploading vertical video, horizontal video, and videos that are under and over 60 seconds, because it's really not that different of a process for all of the above, but they are very slightly different. And if you don't know the differences, you might be uploading your videos wrong, and that would just be awful. And just to clarify, mobile devices include phones, iPads, Androids, tablets, pretty much anything that's not a desktop computer uses the YouTube app and not the YouTube website. So here we are on the YouTube homepage. On the bottom of our screen, we can see there's Home, Shorts, Subscriptions, and Library. We're gonna click on that giant plus button in the middle, and we're gonna have either 3 or 5 options. Now, if you have 5 options, that means that you are a YouTube partner, and congratulations. The first 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours are undoubtedly the hardest to achieve, so congratulations on that. Regardless, we're all gonna have the same 3 options, being create a short, upload a video, or go live. The other 2 options would be to create a post or create a story, and those go to your community and your subscribers. Now, not to make assumptions, but I feel like most of us have our video already created. If not, you can click create a short, and this is gonna be an entirely different video because this runs the line of Instagram Reels, TikToks, all those types of vertical videos created in-app, and today we are mainly talking about the upload process. So I'm gonna go back and we're gonna click upload a video. You can see that it has immediately taken you to your video folder. As I previously mentioned, there are different techniques for uploading a vertical video and a horizontal video. Now, I went and created a custom video just for you, specifically for you only, so that we had these options in our upload. First and foremost, let's upload a video intended as a YouTube short. So I'm gonna click on this 51-second vertical video. Here at the bottom, we can see that there is an option to trim our video to make it shorter. So trim your video to your selected length, and we're gonna click on next. Now YouTube is going to be processing your video for the upload, and the time that this takes is gonna vary depending on your internet connection. Cool. So don't mind the blur on my screen. That was intended for a title. Here we have our processed video. Now, as you can see, there are a few options and edits that we can make to this video, starting with sound in the bottom left. If you haven't added music to your video, now is your opportunity. So if you click on sound, YouTube is going to actually suggest music and the top trending sounds on YouTube for shorts right now. Now, if you're listening through these and you like one of the songs, but not for this video, you can always bookmark it and it'll go into your favorites for later. And the cool thing is it tells you how many shorts actually use this sound. And that's important because if you are trying to catch a trending wave, that might be a good signifier of which music you should go with. So if we click on the sound and we click next, it's automatically applied the music, and we can adjust which part of the song we want to trim it to. YouTube is going to automatically select a point that it thinks would be best or is most commonly used. So up here is our starting point, and we can drag that, and then you hit done. Now, if you do have audio on your video and you want some background music, but you don't want overwhelming background music, you have a slider. And this slider is going to do a ratio of the original soundtrack versus the music. So if you prefer to have more of your original soundtrack, we're going to drag the slider to the left. And if you prefer to have more of the music, we're going to drag our slider to the right. One thing I do need to point out is that the sound bites are sound bites. They're not a full minute. It's only going to give us up to 15 seconds of music. That's important to know if your video is not 15 seconds. I think this feature is a little bit better for if you are actually creating the video while you are in the app, and not as much for adding a background backdrop for your video. The other options that we have when editing our videos in this YouTube upload format is we can add text to it. Now, this text can either be your title. So, okay, my fave reels from 2021. And here you can reformat your text similar to Instagram stories, whether you want it all centered, to the left, to the right. If you want to add or remove a background to your text or create an opaque background text. And then finally, if you just want to change the text altogether, there's a couple of different font options for you. Just tap up in the top middle of your screen. And of course, if you want to change the color, just tap and change the color. Easy Easy peasy. Beside our text option here, you can see that there is a timeline. Now, our timeline is important because it allows us to time out our text. Here we can see that the music drops off after about 15 to 20 seconds, but our text is everlasting. If we want to shorten our text, for instance, I mentioned I want it as a title, I'm just going to drag it until the video stops the blur. So there's my title. Title's gone. Now, if you just want some text bubbles, again, just tap on that text button. I'm going to shrink the size of this text. And again, in my timeline, I can trim it to wherever I want the text to be. Now, another way to edit your text is to simply tap on it when it appears on the screen. And if you hit edit, you can change the wording or the style of it. Or if you hit timing, it's going to bring you to your timeline. And finally, we have filters. Much like Snapchat or Instagram stories, if we tap on filters, we can choose a color grade for our video. The one thing about the filters is they go on full blast and there's no option to dilute them a little bit or, for lower the opacity of them. And if you swipe left or right, you can actually just apply the filter that way too. Good things to know. Now that we've done all of these adjustments on our video, we're finally gonna hit next. YouTube is gonna process all of these edits and changes and get this video ready for upload. Now, another note about using the music, you can see at the top of the screen is that you are agreeing that this is only for personal use and not for advertising. That's something that's also very important to note when it comes to monetization. One thing I really wanna point out here is it says caption your short. So now YouTube can automatically tell that this is a YouTube short, as it should, because it's vertical and under 60 seconds. So let's name it My Fave Reels 2021. We have very limited settings here. We can set our visibility to public, unlisted, private, or we can schedule this reel to go live, or we can schedule this YouTube short to go live. And we have to select our audience, tell them it's not made to target kids to sell products, or if you need to set a restriction on your video for 18 plus, no judgments, that is where you can do so. And that's about it. The one thing about YouTube Shorts is I don't know how many people are searching for them. I feel like Shorts kind of just pop up on people's feeds. So I don't think that the title matters as much in terms of, search optimization. However, you still want to put something that's interesting or something that is kind of clickable. Now, I have seen people put hashtags in here or hashtags in the description of their YouTube Shorts. That seems to be a working method. I don't see it being an issue. But we no longer have to hashtag shorts in our video for YouTube to know that it is a short. Now let's go back. I'm gonna delete all the edits and discard that video. Now, why would I do that? We're gonna continue with a vertical video that is longer than 60 seconds. I have a 1 minute, 12-second video right here, and we're gonna click on that. The major difference you can see here is at the bottom of the screen, it actually suggests that you edit this into a short. So if that's what you were looking to do, you simply activate that and it'll help you trim your video to 60 seconds. Now that's either gonna come off the beginning or the ending of your video. It's a very simple trim, but if you just wanna upload the video the way it is, you don't have to worry about that button. We're just gonna go up and click next. As you can see here, this is a slightly different menu. It no longer says to name your short. It says to create a title for your video. This signifies that YouTube recognizes that this is not a short. This is a normal video that is going up on your YouTube channel. So again, really want to pay attention to search engine optimization, putting something in that is searchable that people might actually be looking for. Best Reels 2021. And here you can actually add a description to your video, which you couldn't do on the YouTube Shorts. So you can add a description to your video. Again, you can change the visibility of it. You can set a location for it if you'd like. I don't know if that has much effect on the performance of the video, in all honesty. And now you have the option to add it to a playlist if you've created one. Now I'm gonna discard this once more. And if we were to trim this to 60 seconds, I'm gonna click next. It's gonna process our video because it's slightly differently edited. And as you can see, we're brought back to our original YouTube Shorts editing page where we can add sound, add text, adjust it on our timeline, and add filters. And that's how to upload vertical videos. Now, it's interesting. When we go to upload a horizontal video, this video is over 1 minute long, but it does not give us the option to edit it into a YouTube short. As you can see, there's nothing on the bottom that indicates that. So if we click next, it's going back to our regular YouTube upload page. And again, if we choose a horizontal video that is under 1 minute, it still doesn't offer for us to trim. If we hit next, it doesn't bring us to that YouTube Shorts editing page where we can add music, add text or filters. It brings us right to our uploading page. So those are the key differences when uploading YouTube Short and uploading a YouTube video. And it's very important to notice that, if it says create a title and not name your short, you might be in the wrong place if you're trying to upload a YouTube Short, which is very important to know. And we've essentially covered the basics of how to upload a video from your mobile device, but I do want to quickly point out some very major drawbacks that you may or may not have picked up on from this page right here. Now, first and foremost, no tags. There is an option to add a description here, but I don't know if doing a hashtag with the tags that you want to include on your video will do anything. There's no option there to put tags. And I think that tags are so important for getting your video found by an audience. It's essentially like using hashtags for Instagram. You're directing your videos to an audience that is looking for that type of content. And you can't do that from your mobile device, which is a huge drawback. And the other thing is that you can't upload a thumbnail. There's no option to choose which frame as a thumbnail, nor is there an option to upload a custom thumbnail. The only reason people are gonna find your video is from your tags and your title, and we don't have tags. And the only reason people are gonna click on your video is from the title and the thumbnail. You can't choose your thumbnail. So for those two drawbacks alone, I would highly recommend, personally, either not uploading on your mobile device if you can avoid it, just upload on your computer if you can, or alternatively, if you upload or want to upload and it's easier to do so on your phone, quickly jump on your computer afterwards and make those adjustments. Add that custom thumbnail, add those tags, because it's so critical to the performance of your video, and if you're missing out on that, that can really hinder the success of your video upload. Now remember, if you don't feel 1000% confident uploading your video from your desktop, we've made a video on that already, so you can go and check that out. I'm so in depth on pretty much every aspect of it. There's a lot of things to learn about uploading that you might be missing out on. So I would highly recommend going and checking that out. You still can't upload a thumbnail or add other tags to it. So there's just a lot of a bigger advantage to uploading from your desktop. People keep asking me why their videos aren't uploading in 4K. I need to mention that if you have not exported your video as a 4K video, or if it was not recorded as a 4K video, it is not going to upload as a 4K video. It doesn't just magically turn into a 4K video, when you click upload. So I should have mentioned that, and I didn't. So I'm making amends for that right now and just mentioning. And if you need to know how to export your video to make it 4K, go watch my export video. I poured weeks into that, and it breaks down every single process of it. So just to clear the air on that. That is everything for today. I hope this was helpful. I hope you have a ton of success with YouTube Shorts or just uploading from your mobile devices, if that's how you prefer to do it. And subscribe if this was helpful, or you want more content like this, or want to see the short films or the YouTube Shorts that I produce, because there's going to be a lot more behind the scenes content coming as well. So like my assistant editor used to say, to the